Okay, class, in an effort to save a little bit of time on the first couple of days so we can get more into the literature and actually get started, I'm going to do the syllabus a little different this year. I'm going to actually do it on video and start out this whole idea of a flipped class with the syllabus and stuff on the video. I have already uploaded the syllabus to the Edmodo page. Don't get used to the Edmodo page too much. I know the majority of the class used it last year, but we're actually going to be moving to something different within the first month of classes that you guys are going to help me pilot for the school and test and everything like that. So Edmodo will be eventually going away, but for now you do need it. Okay, so to get to the documents, you need to be on the actual AP Lit 1617 class page, and you'll see things like posts, folders, members. I want you to go to the folders page, and you'll see the actual folder for the class. If you click on the folder, you will notice several things in here. So you go ahead and open them. They are in PDF form. The specific two that I want are the first two, the syllabus and the course expectations. You don't need to print them out. You don't need to print out the syllabus, but you are required to print out the course expectations because you will actually be signing it and turning it in to me on Tuesday. Dead word list is here for reference purposes. We will highlight a little bit about that and talk about that. But again, the majority of you are used to the dead word list, but I will do a little bit with it to help those that have not used it before. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the syllabus. Now, the idea of the syllabus is it's the roadmap for what we're going to do for the year, what my expectations are, everything that I want from you to help make this class as beneficial as possible. Okay, so my office hours are going to be Monday and Wednesday from 3:30 to 4 o'clock. Yes, I know you're seniors. Yes, I know you're done at 2:30 or 2:35. So that's more difficult. But I also have this idea of or by appointments. If I'm in my room at lunch or recess or before school and you have some questions, stop on by and I will answer them. Okay, email, preferred contact, I answer pretty quickly. And this is where I even prefer parents to email me and stuff because it's difficult sometimes to get through to the teachers on the school line itself. Required texts, as I went through in the intro video already, or sorry, not intro video, but in the intro email already, you have these two main textbooks, the Bedford Introduction to Literature and the Worldly Wise 3000, Book 12. I hope you've already ordered these and have these and are ready to go, because we will start using them on Thursday. Now, the next four things I wouldn't order yet or purchase. Most of them I have in PDF online so that you can actually use it that way if you'd like. Canterbury Tales, everyone's going to be using a specific aspect in PDF because it's a translated piece, so I need everyone to be using the same thing. So don't worry about purchasing or obtaining these yet. I will have an order form, I will have PDFs and stuff like that to take care of that as we get closer to that. Okay, supplies were in the original email. You need to have them in class by Tuesday, and that's everything. Okay, including the note cards. We're going to start using those pretty quickly. And you also need that 3-ring binder with a set of dividers, and we're going to start getting that set up and prepared to go as well. Okay, the class is an AP class. It is a college level class. You are required to take the exam in May. This class main focus is fiction. Now, keeping that in mind, yes, last year AP language was nonfiction. It was more historical documents and backgrounds and stuff like that. This time, we're going to talk more about time periods and backgrounds, literary movements from across the world, mainly European though. And we're going to apply rhetorical elements to a variety of short stories, poetry, novellas. It's in between a short story and a novel, so it's between 50 pages to 99 pages. As soon as it hits page 100, it's considered a novel. And we're going to do several plays. And poetry is like a third of the class, so keeping and being prepared for that. We will also be focusing on a variety of writing styles, timed and not timed. AP test still has 3 essays, still has multiple choice, but the essays are drastically different than what was required before. Okay, so expectations. This is a college level class. I do have high expectations. 48% of the class last year passed both language and literature. So I have high expectations to continue that and keep it going. So I do have some course goals, this idea of reading and analyzing things critically, and especially this idea of imaginative literature. We're going to look at some weird off the wall things, but that's kind of what makes it fun and different. We're going to understand a writer's use of language. We're going to consider structure, symbolism, imagery. I am going to kill you with vocab for this class, with the idea of the strategies and the structures, especially when we get to the poetry. We're going to work specifically on genres and time periods from the 1300s to the 1900s. We're not going to focus on much in the 2000s because not a lot of that is going to actually show up on the AP test, and we'll do a little but not much. We're going to understand the idea of the work's complexity. We're going to look at the social and historical values, and we're going to write, and write some more. So you thought your hand hurt last year, it's going to hurt even more this year. And then we're going to be aware of this idea of speaking, listening, and reading, focusing on specifically connotation, metaphors, irony, syntax, and tone are going to be our main focuses this year. Okay, participation is not a graded aspect this year. That is a big change for me, and it's kind of taking me out of my comfort zone a little, but we're in an AP class. You should participate because you want to participate, but to me, participation isn't just raising your hand and answering questions or volunteering to read. It's also taking notes, it's being active in the class, it's being prepared, and it's not being disruptive. Okay, I am going to be all up on the disruption this year. It's your senior year. I know you want to play around. I know you want to have fun, but we're still in an AP class. I know it's a smaller class this year. It's only 19 of you, but still, it's that idea of being focused and prepared and moving forward. And yes, we're going to have fun along the way, but we also have to learn and prepare for the AP test at the end of the year. We're going to work a lot with annotations and this thing called dialectical journals. You're going to want to kill me after these. And lots and lots and lots of graphic organizers. Vocabulary is going to be fun and exciting. This year I'm going to do vocab a little different. I'm going to do a vocab lesson every other week. So Monday we'll start with a video on vocab. We'll do a couple things with it throughout the week. Don't think you're doing vocab exercises at home because you're not. And then on Friday, we will have a quiz, and that will be what one week looks like. The weeks will rotate. One week will be vocabulary. The next week will be what I call allusions. So one week we'll talk about biblical allusions, mythological allusions, Shakespearean allusions, fairy tale and other pieces of literature allusions, and we'll do things through those throughout the week, and you'll have a quiz on those every Friday. So you will have a quiz every Friday, whether it be vocabulary or whether it be allusions. Allusions play a huge part in the literature of the AP literature class. We will have both formal and informal essays, both timed and not timed. Sorry, Lilith, but journals are not happening this year, but there is still tons and tons and tons and tons of writing, and especially looking at that idea of the AP rubric and how it's going to go. You will actually be storing your essays this year, as well as your multiple choice practice tests, and looking back and writing reflections and stuff like that. So keeping that in mind is important. Quizzes and tests will happen. It's a AP class. I love pop quizzes. And many of you will remember that from last year. I am prepared at any moment for anything, so keep that in mind. And like I said already, we have a quiz a week as it is, on top of other stuff. Tests will normally not take place on Fridays because those are quiz days. Class website, like I said, Edmodo is going to be going away, but we will be starting Classcraft around the 15th or 16th of August. I'm going to wait till everyone's done with their vacations and days off and stuff from summer session, and when we get fully into the new school year, then I will start Classcraft. Plagiarism, I hate it. Don't do it. I'll drop you. Um, I think that's all I have to say about that. Academic integrity to me is plagiarism plays into that idea of academic integrity. Don't cheat, don't copy each other's homework, don't copy. Yes, you can copy each other's notes because if you're absent, you need each other's notes and people take notes differently. So I'm fine with sharing of notes, but not with people's homework, not with classwork, not with tests, not with quizzes. Don't cheat, don't plagiarize, and we'll all be cool. Grading scale, notice that participation is gone. 45% of the test of the grade will be tests and formal essays. These are outside of class essays, typed and turned in. We will have 5 to 6 things in this category each quarter. Quizzes and informal essays will be 25% of the grade. This is the handwritten in-class timed essays. Projects are 10%. I usually do 2 a quarter. And then classwork and homework. Yes, I understand homework is only 10%, but if you don't do your homework, it drastically affects your grade because then you're not prepared for your tests and your quizzes and the classwork that happens the next day. Homework, turn in when it's due. I don't do lates. Get used to it. It's painful. It hurts. I don't care. To me, there is no excuse other than an excused absence. But you only have a week. So if you're absent on Monday, turn in the absence slip on Tuesday or Wednesday. You have until the following Monday to make up the test or the quiz. But it's at my discretion, so I need to be available for the makeup. So keeping that in mind, don't wait till the following Monday because I'm going to say no. If you wait more than that week, you're not going to be able to make things up. And once it passes that week, you can't make it up, and I don't care what the excuse is. It's school policy, it's Ms. Kirkman policy. I stick to it. As far as homework goes, all assignments are due at the beginning of class. If the basket is out, turn it in, and I'll show you which basket is yours for the year. If the basket is not out, sit down, pull out your things, your homework, and I'll check it and we'll go over it together. And if it becomes a problem, there will be notes home, there will be emails, calls. Don't do it. Academic syllabus. This is our checklist for the year and how the year is going to go. It has time frames and ideas, but again, being flexible because it might not all happen, it might all happen, and not everything is going to happen just because of time constraints. So we will start with the summer reading. We will then go into the first chapter, which is one of my favorites because it's a little different, and this is formula fiction, and you'll pick that up pretty quickly. We'll do some short stories, we'll do some classic British literature, we'll do lots and lots and lots of poetry, and then we'll get into dystopian societies and Big Brother will start watching you. And then we will, second semester, we'll finish up 1984. It's going to be a little different because I'm breaking up 1984 this year. Then we're going to get into some existentialism. We're going to do some book reports. Yay, I love book reports. Do some Shakespeare. Haven't decided which one yet, but it depends on time constraints then too. And then we'll do more poetry, lots and lots of poetry. And then we will prepare for the AP test. And that's it. That's the year. We're done. So keeping that in mind is important. This is the course expectations. This needs to be printed and read and signed by both you and your parent. It is due in class on Tuesday. It is a graded homework assignment to turn in. So make sure that you have that prepared for Tuesday is important. It is basically a summary of the syllabus. It goes over the AP test, the expectations, ideas of activities we're going to follow, books we're going to read, how to do the grades, the homework, the attendance, the plagiarism, all of that fun stuff. So print it out and have a parent sign it. It's due by Tuesday. Have a good last weekend and be prepared, finish your reading, and enjoy. See you on Monday.